How to generate leads on LinkedIn. Hi, it's Cassie Hicks here from Modern Marketing Spark and the Modern Marketing Club, and I've been training this morning and showing people how to generate leads on LinkedIn. I've just been running a 3-hour workshop, so I thought it'd be quite useful to hop on the weekly Facebook Live today and share some of those tips with you. So hi, if you're joining, let me know in the comments who's here, and I'd love to hear your experiences with LinkedIn. Oh, hi Angela. It's really, really interesting actually. I'm such a Facebook person, I don't mind admitting it, that LinkedIn's a bit outside my comfort zone sometimes, but I've obviously been looking at it knowing that I was going to be doing this training today, and it's really also having run the training, it's really interesting how people are using LinkedIn and how people see LinkedIn. And LinkedIn has changed a lot, to give LinkedIn some credit. It has really, it looks like Facebook now, and things have really changed on LinkedIn, and it is a really valuable tool. And I'll just share with you why LinkedIn is such a valuable social media platform, particularly if you're hi Tim, if you're marketing business to business. It's because LinkedIn is very favored by Google. It's an authority platform, and it's got a lot of credibility, particularly in Google's eyes. It's also connected with YouTube, so you can now put videos onto LinkedIn. So I want to run through, and do jump in and ask questions as we go through, but I want to go through the 3-step process that we use to generate leads on LinkedIn. So quite a simple process, but very, very powerful. As with anything on social media, one of the secrets is consistency. So let's start. So step number 1 is to make sure that you've absolutely got the best profile that you can have, because what's going to happen when you get to steps 2 and 3 is people are going to come and check you out. They're going to look at your profile. So first thing you want to do before you do anything else, before you get all excited with messaging strategies and Chrome extensions and some other things that I'm going to mention in a moment, is you want to make sure that your profile's absolutely representing the best side of you and of your business. Now, one of the discussions we had this morning was about using LinkedIn for yourself personally versus a company page. And it's a bit of a grey area, because if you run your own business and you're your own brand, it's easy, isn't it? Because your LinkedIn's you. If you work for a company, then your company might have a page and you might be an employee of that company. But there are some grey areas, so you just have to be really clear on why you're using LinkedIn. And if the main reason you're on LinkedIn is to generate leads for your business, then that's what you need to lead with on your profile. So that's what you need to look at in terms of your keywords, your executive section, and the experiences and case studies and articles that you share need to all be focused around. You need to always think with LinkedIn, what do I want to be found for, and what is it that people are searching for on LinkedIn, and what do I want to be found for? And then if you can match those things up, then you can have a really, really powerful profile. So that's the first thing to do, and it's very much about building awareness. So before you go out to the world and start building your connections and start generating leads, it's so important that you get that right. Very simple to do on LinkedIn. I'm not going to go through all the technical side of it now, because I'm trying to keep this quite top line, but I do have training. If you want training on LinkedIn, type in the comments below. I've got some various training on the new LinkedIn actually that I ran for the Social Media Accelerator program. So if you're a member of that program, or if you'd like to be a member of that program, we have some new training going into a lot of in-depth information on how to optimize your profile to attract the business you want to attract. Quick story to share. When this was going back a couple of years now, but I was updating my profile on LinkedIn, and I added the word training, because I thought, you know what, I'm actually doing a lot of training, but that's not reflected in my social media profiles. So I went into LinkedIn and I added the word training into my executive summary section. And not long after, okay, hopefully with the Wi-Fi, not long after that, contact me, and he said, I'm looking for someone that's got your experience, that can help me with these things, but I'm a trainer, and he was a corporate trainer in London. I want someone that understands what it's like to be a trainer. So he was looking for 3 things. He was looking for experience. He was looking for someone that he knew could help him with what he was looking for. He was looking for particular help with website and messaging and things like that with his marketing. But he wanted someone as well that understood training and what it's like to be a trainer. So because I had those keywords in my LinkedIn profile, he not only did he find me, he actually was going to be working with another agency, and we ended up working together. We ended up then doing a couple of other projects, and then he was very happy with what we did together, so he then referred me to other people. So that, putting that one word into my LinkedIn profile, the word training, for me got a fantastic client. We're not working together at the moment. We had a great relationship. I know he would always refer me and come back to me if he needs help again. And that led to thousands and thousands of pounds worth of business. So just always keep in mind, what is it that I can help people with? What are people looking for? And don't forget that LinkedIn's a really powerful search engine, which is also being searched by Google. So again, I always say this with social media, don't forget it's about people, but it's also about Google too, and those 2 things are really important. So that's step number 1, is to make sure you totally pimp up your profile and make sure you're showing your best side of your business. Number 2 is to build your network. So we've positioned ourselves how we want to be positioned on LinkedIn. So that's about awareness. Now we want to build our network. We want to reach out and expand the number of people that we're connected to. Hi guys, if you're joining the call, do please say hi so I know who's here, and type any questions in the comments. Good to have you here. I didn't realise LinkedIn was going to be so popular. So build your network. How do you build your network on LinkedIn? Well, there are 4 ways to build your network on LinkedIn. If you use LinkedIn at all, you'll probably be familiar with some of these things that you can do. So let's run through what the 4 ways are to build your network on LinkedIn. And just to say before we jump into that, there's an interesting debate about LinkedIn, and I'd love to know what you think about quality versus quantity. Personally, I'm on the quality side. I want quality connections, and I don't want to be connected to thousands of people randomly. I want to be connected to people that potentially I'm going to work with, or will be referrals, or people that I've met through speaking and training. There is another train of thought, and I'm not saying either's right or wrong, which is about volume and playing the numbers game. So yes, if you're connected to more people, yes, your audience might be there, but you've still got to have step 3, which is sort of meaningful conversations. So let's go back to the 4 ways that you can build your network on LinkedIn. Number 1 is to be sharing content. So you need to be sharing useful information, giving your opinion, engaging with other people, liking, commenting, and showing what other people are posting, because you can't just sit there in your ivory tower and blast out content. You need to actually engage with people and have conversations and talk to people. Also, you're showcasing your expertise, and you're showing people again how you can help and what you do and what your specialist area is. And you do that by sharing content, which basically means, apart from anything else, you need to show up. And I always talk about a 15-minute strategy, whichever platform you're on. So if LinkedIn's your platform, set your timer, spend 15 minutes a day, go in and just talk to people, go and see what people are posting, post comments, like and share, post your own content. Tim's saying quality over quantity. Yeah, but I have quite a few contacts. Yeah, absolutely. And you're a speaker too. So, when you're a speaker, you have a lot of connections because people see you speak and they want to connect with you. So you don't always know all those people, but they've seen you, so they're not completely cold. They are, you've got a little bit of know, like, and trust built up with those people. So posting's number 1, content. Number 2 is to actually share articles and blog posts on the LinkedIn Pulse. So the LinkedIn Pulse is the blogging, publishing platform, if you like, of LinkedIn. Hi, Sally. And what happens is when you post on the LinkedIn Pulse, not only have you got the whole search engine side of LinkedIn, which can find your articles, but it also goes onto your profile. So when people, again, see you there on LinkedIn, they come and check you out because they like the look of what they see, they come and check you out, they can see that you've posted articles. So you've got authority, and again, you're showing people your area of expertise because they can see what you're posting. Now, obviously, those two things go together, the LinkedIn Pulse and the status updates, because you can post on the LinkedIn Pulse, which is a bit like posting on, a blog on your website, for example, and then you can share that as a status. You can say, hey everyone, you can send that to your connections and to Twitter. Hey everyone, here's a new post that I've just put out on LinkedIn Pulse today. And you can reshare that, and I'm a big fan of repurposing, so you can always go back into the LinkedIn Pulse, see which your most popular posts are, and then you can share those again. It's not just a one-time thing. Number 3 idea for growing your network on LinkedIn is to use SlideShare, slideshare.net, which used to be a separate program for uploading PowerPoint presentations, but now it's been bought by LinkedIn and integrated into LinkedIn. And with SlideShare, again, it's another search engine sort of in and of itself. Very, very powerful. There's some great stuff on there. Go and have a look and see what other people are posting. But if you have given a presentation and you're happy to share it, then it's worth posting that onto SlideShare via LinkedIn. And what will happen again is that will go on your profile. So can you see how you're building up your profile and building up your profile? So all these things are helping you to position yourself as an expert and really attracting the people that you want to work with, because they're seeing all this different content from all these different places, but actually it's all within LinkedIn. So it's quite clever, really, isn't it? And I like SlideShare because you can get a lot of traffic from SlideShare. So thing to do is to make sure that you're sharing content, a bit like if you're sharing on YouTube, for example. It's a good idea to go in, see what's there, see the types of things that are getting the most traction, and create your own version of that. And then number 4, and this is quite a new one, is YouTube. So you can now post or video, I should say. You can now post videos on LinkedIn, which is really cool. And actually, looking through the news feed this morning in the training, there's a few videos, but my tip to you is to use videos because not many people are yet. I'm sure it will soon be like Facebook, but at the moment there's not a huge amount of people, especially sort of business owners, using video on LinkedIn. So that's my big tip of the day: use video on LinkedIn. Because what will happen again is when people are scrolling through the news feed and looking to see what's going on and checking their news on LinkedIn, the videos really stand out because obviously they're dynamic, they catch the eye. So if you're not already using video, I definitely recommend that you have a look at that. And LinkedIn and YouTube are all pally-pally, so you can take YouTube videos and post them on LinkedIn. Don't do that on Facebook, but you can do it on LinkedIn. And you can also use videos in your LinkedIn profile now. I think you can put them within the LinkedIn Pulse. I might be wrong. I think you can. And definitely in your status update. So lots of opportunities to really enrich your profile. So those are the first 2 ways to generate leads on LinkedIn. So number 1 is by really zooping up your profile. That's about awareness. And number 2 is to build your network and build your connections, doing all the things we've just been through. And the number 3 is connecting. And this really, in its most simple form, means go and just talk to people. So whether you use the search function on LinkedIn to find the right people to speak to, or whether you do this on a larger scale, you can use your notifications to see what people are doing on LinkedIn. Spend your 15 minutes a day going and talking to people. It doesn't have to be every day, but just go in and have those conversations. And the more that you do that, if you do that consistently and you like and share other people's content, you have conversations, you ask questions, you share your opinion, you look at what's trending. The more you do that, the more that you'll have those conversations, and the more people then you can. And really the goal of doing that is to get people off LinkedIn. So what you want to do is you want to have those conversations, find people that are potentially a good match for whatever it is you're looking for, And then you say, right, you know, shall we have a Skype call, or can I send you a case study, or let's jump on the phone and have a call, or are you coming to this meeting in such and such a place, you know, if you know they're coming to a meeting. So it's about getting people to take that next step, and it's really hard to do that with mass marketing, and LinkedIn isn't a mass marketing platform, it's very much a one-to-one platform. So that's my best advice: build your profile, expand your network, and then spend those 15 minutes a day connecting with people. Or not everyone you connect with is going to be the perfect business partner or opportunity, but they will be there. And this is when you get opportunities to partner with people, speak at events, and to find clients and customers, sort of more importantly. So just looking at the questions here, is that your own content on LinkedIn Pulse? Yes, it is. Yeah, so you would take something that you could take a portion, you know, section of your book or a blog post or an article and share it onto the LinkedIn Pulse. And the good news about the LinkedIn Pulse is that you don't get penalised by Google now for duplicate content. So it used to be that if you had a blog post you had to redo it for LinkedIn. Now you can actually just take that blog post and cut and paste it onto the LinkedIn Pulse. You effectively have got it in two different places, but it's being indexed on LinkedIn as well. So is LinkedIn Pulse a separate site? Well, it used to be, Angela, and it's really interesting that you've asked that question, because it used to be a separate site, and you could go in and search like a big sort of, like a blogging site, and I couldn't find it this morning. So what LinkedIn have done is they've actually merged the Pulse, the articles, into the newsfeed now. So if you look for LinkedIn Pulse, you'll find lots of people talking about it. You won't actually find, there's not one sort of database of all the articles now. They appear in people's profiles. So if you go in and look at somebody's profile, you'll see where they've published on the Pulse. You can paste YouTube video directly to Pulse. Yeah, no, it's brilliant. So you know, use those videos if you've got them, and I think that's going to be the big advantage for us marketers actually on LinkedIn, is with video. So definitely combine those two things. Is LinkedIn Pulse apt for one-man band service business? Oh, absolutely. Yeah, totally. Because you're showcasing your expertise and you're sharing. It's just the same really as posting a blog post or writing an article on Facebook or doing long form copy. So LinkedIn Pulse is just another place on the internet where you can put your content, and it'll be searched by the search engines and potentially by your customers and clients as well. I couldn't find it. Yeah, I couldn't. It doesn't exist as a separate entity, I don't think. I couldn't find it either this morning. I was searching for it. As I say, what LinkedIn have done, they've merged the LinkedIn Pulse articles into the newsfeed. So now you'll see them on people's newsfeed, and you'll see people showing them in their status updates as well. Guys, tell me, are you using LinkedIn? Is anyone using it sort of as their number one platform? I know lots of people sort of have a LinkedIn profile, but they don't do much with it. But is anyone here actually using LinkedIn as their main social media platform? Fantastic for finding certain types of businesses. We're talking about schools this morning we're talking about finding volunteers. So LinkedIn's really useful for that. There's the whole recruitment side of LinkedIn. Well, let me know, and if you're watching this on the replay, again, you can type the content in the comments below. Let me know if you're using LinkedIn, and do you like the new look of LinkedIn? Because I think it looks just like Facebook now. You know, you've got the main page with the news feed. So it's very like Facebook, but without all the bells and whistles, really. And I think the company pages on LinkedIn, you know, it's basically like having a shop front. There's not much you can do with your company page other than, again, just sharing information. But I'm sure that will change. Oh, so Tim's saying mine is very powerful. So tell us what sort of business you're generating from your LinkedIn, Tim. Are you finding investors? Do you get invited to speak from LinkedIn? I've definitely, I say LinkedIn's not my main platform at all, but I've definitely had business directly from LinkedIn that I could say I did this and I got this business, particularly say from putting that word training in. Familiarity will encourage more general training. Interesting, yeah. So Tim's saying he's getting 10 connect requests every day. No, that's great. And of course the percentage of those people are going to be potentially partners, investors, clients, students, members of programs. And that's when you get into the more advanced, we use strategic messaging to then talk to people in a certain way to then take them to the next step in the process. Any other questions on LinkedIn, guys? I'm in LinkedIn mode today. Oh, one little thing I was going to share, a little tip for you on LinkedIn. There's a brilliant Chrome extension called Sales Generator, not to be confused with the advertising side of LinkedIn. It used to be called Reportive and they've changed it now. It's now called Sales Generator. So it's a Chrome extension, and so you have to, obviously you can only use it on Chrome, but what it does is when you go into your email, a little panel pops up and it will tell you whether you're connected to that person on LinkedIn, and it will tell you about that person too, so you get some information on the person from their LinkedIn profile but within your email, so you don't have to leave your email box to then connect with new people. So if someone's emailing you, the chances are they're probably someone you want to connect with on LinkedIn, and you can just do that with one click without leaving your inbox. So just leave you with that as a cool little tip for LinkedIn. So I don't know, has anyone else got any LinkedIn tools, any sort of apps that they're using or tools for LinkedIn? For us, I think other than the Sales Generator, the old Reportive Chrome extension, pretty much we're using the scheduling tools to schedule onto some of our clients' LinkedIn company pages. Anyone using any LinkedIn clever little gizmos? So Tim's using LinkedIn to find investors and speaking and coaching clients. Yeah, fantastic. And it actually doesn't, it's not, you can do a lot on LinkedIn, can't you, in just 15 minutes a day. The extension's called, if you go into Chrome, it's called the Sales Generator. So if you type in LinkedIn Sales Generator Chrome extension, it'll come up. And it's a really handy little tool. Has anyone got any other LinkedIn tools? There don't seem to be as many with LinkedIn as there are with, you know, Instagram and Facebook and some of the sort of more, I suppose, sort of visually driven type of social media platforms. Okay guys, thanks so much for joining, and thanks for sharing as well. It's always really fun to have people on the call, so good to see you here. Thanks for taking part. If you do think, if you see anything else for LinkedIn that you think would be useful, please come back and either in Modern Marketing Spark page or Modern Marketing Club, just post it there so we can see it there. And let's all connect on LinkedIn. So, because we're all high quality, aren't we? So we need to connect with each other. So I will, if I'm not already, I'll make sure I send a connection request to you guys. Otherwise, I'll see you same time, same place next week. It's always 2:30 UK, 9:30 Eastern Time. Modern Marketing Spark Facebook page and the Modern Marketing Club, my free Facebook group. And we'll be covering more social media tips next week. So thanks guys, take care, speak to you soon. Bye.